What's good, basketball family? Yo, let's talk about something every single one of us has felt. Whether you're playing pickup at the park or watching your favorite team in the finals, it's that gut-wrenching moment when your floor general, the leader, the guy who runs the whole show, goes down. You see him grab his leg, you see the trainer come out, and your heart just sinks. The entire season, the entire identity of the team flashes before your eyes. What happens now? Who steps up? For the Houston Rockets, a team on the rise, a team with championship aspirations brewing. That nightmare became a reality. Their veteran leader, their steady hand at the point, was suddenly on the sidelines. But in the NBA, one man's tragedy is another man's opportunity. And in Houston, that opportunity fell to a rookie, a kid with otherworldly athleticism and a world of expectations on his shoulders. This isn't just a story about an injury. This is a story about a trial by fire, about a young gun being thrown into the deep end and told to swim. This is the story of how Amen Thompson was unexpectedly handed the keys to the Houston Rockets. So let's set the stage, because you can't understand the shock of this move without understanding what the Rockets have been building. For the last couple of years, Houston has been clawing its way back to relevance. They went through the pain of a full rebuild, stacking up high draft picks and letting their young guys take their lumps. But this season was different. This was the year they pushed their chips in. And the centerpiece of that move, the guy they brought in to be the adult in the room, was VanVleet. Now, we all know Freddie, Mr. Beton yourself, the undrafted champion who carved out an incredible career through sheer will and an insane basketball IQ. When he signed with Houston, it wasn't just about the points and assists. It was a culture shift. He was the voice in the locker room, the extension of Coach Ime Udoka on the floor. Think about it. In his first season with the team, the win total jumped. The chaos of the past few years started to look like organized, winning basketball. VanVleet was averaging nearly 16 points and 7 dimes a night, shooting a solid 40% from the field. But his impact, man, it went so far beyond the box score. He was the one calming everyone down when the other team went on a run. He was the one making sure Jalen Green got the ball in his spots. He was the one organizing the defense, calling out switches, and holding everyone accountable. He was the quarterback. He turned a young, talented, but rudderless squad into a legitimate threat in the West. They weren't just a fun league pass team anymore. They were a problem, a 52-win team, the number 2 seed. That doesn't happen by accident. That happens when a veteran leader like VanVleet takes the reins. So when the news broke that he was out with a left adductor strain, it wasn't just a minor setback. It felt like the engine had been ripped out of a race car. The entire fan base collectively held its breath. The question wasn't just who would start, but how could they possibly replace that leadership, that stability, that calming presence? Now, check this out, because this is where the story takes a hard left turn. Most teams in that situation would go the safe route. You'd look down your bench, find the most experienced backup point guard you have, a guy who knows the system, and you'd plug him in. You'd tell him, just manage the game. Don't try to do too much, and hold the fort down until the starter gets back. That's the logical play. But Ime Udoka, he's not most coaches. He looked past the safe option. He looked at his lottery pick, the 4th overall pick in the draft, a kid named Amen Thompson, and he decided it was time. He didn't just give him more minutes. He tossed him the keys. He named the 21-year-old rookie the starting point guard against a tough Phoenix Suns team. The reaction from the fan base and the league was immediate. It was a mix of shock, excitement, and a whole lot of nervousness. On one hand, you have this athletic marvel, a 6'7" point guard who can jump out of the gym and has the defensive potential to be an absolute monster. This is the guy you drafted to be a cornerstone of your future. What better way to develop him than to throw him right into the fire? But on the other hand, he's a rookie. A raw rookie at that. We've all seen the flashes from Amen in his minutes off the bench, the jaw-dropping dunks in transition, The incredible chase-down blocks that look like something out of a video game. The no-look passes that hinted elite court vision. He's a human highlight reel. But we've also seen the other side. The sometimes loose handle, the inconsistent jump shot, the moments of indecision that every young player goes through. Being a backup, getting a spot minutes against the other team's second unit. That's one thing. But running the entire offense from the jump, being the primary decision maker against guys like Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. That's a whole different level of pressure. That's asking a kid who is still learning the pro game to step into the shoes of one of the smartest, most dependable point guards in the entire league. It was a massive gamble by Udoka, a huge vote of confidence in his young stud, but a gamble nonetheless. The stage was set. The lights of the Toyota Center were on, the Phoenix Suns were in town, and all eyes were on the rookie point guard. No more easing in. It was sink or swim. So the game starts, and right away, you can see it. You can see the weight of the moment on Amen's shoulders. This is what we, as fans, sometimes forget. These guys might be world-class athletes, but they're still human. The first few possessions, he looked sped up, a little nervous. A pass that was just a half second late gets deflected. A drive into the paint gets crowded, and he forces up a tough shot. He picked up a couple of early turnovers, and you could feel the collective anxiety in the arena. You could almost hear the critics sharpening their knives, thinking, see, too much, too soon. It's in these moments that a rookie's career can be defined. Do you retreat into your shell? Do you start deferring, afraid to make another mistake? Or do you trust your talent, take a deep breath, and play your game? This was the test. And after a shaky start, Amen Thompson started to show us who he is. It wasn't one single play, but a series of them. A possession where he got switched onto a bigger player, held his ground with his strength, and forced a tough, contested miss. Then, a defensive rebound, and instead of just handing it off, he took it himself. He pushed the pace, that elite speed on full display. He crossed half court. The defense was on its heels, and he whipped a perfect cross-court pass to Jabari Smith Jr. in the corner for a wide-open three. Swish! The crowd erupts. You could see his shoulders relax. That was the moment. The moment he realized he belonged. From there on out, you saw the player the Rockets drafted. He was a terror on defense, using his length and instincts to get into passing lanes, coming up with a couple of huge steals that led to easy buckets. He was relentlessly attacking the rim, using that explosive first step to get by his man and either finish through contact or drop a slick dime to Alperen for a layup. He wasn't trying to be Fred Van. He couldn't be. He was playing his own game, a chaotic, athletic, and ultimately effective brand of basketball. By the end of the night, his stat line was a perfect reflection of the rookie experience. You saw the good, the bad, and the incredible potential. He finished with something like 14 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists. A near triple-double in your first career start. That's big time. But he also had those 5 turnovers. A reminder that the polish isn't there yet. But nobody was focused on the mistakes. They were focused on the flashes. They saw a 21-year-old kid step into an impossible situation, shake off the early nerves, and prove that the moment wasn't too big for him. He showed versatility, impacting the game not just with scoring, but on the glass and with his playmaking. After the game, you heard Ime Udoka talk about it. He knew there would be mistakes. He expected them. He said this was a crucial part of Amen's development, learning on the job under the brightest lights. This wasn't just about trying to win one game against the Suns. It was an investment in the future. It was a message to Thompson and to the whole team that the organization believes in him. And that kind of belief from a coach, man, that's everything for a young player. So what does this all mean for the Houston Rockets moving forward? This whole situation is a classic blessing in disguise. Of course, you never want to see a player like Fred VanVleet get injured. The Rockets are a better team, a more stable team, with him on the floor, period. But his temporary absence has forced the team to fast-track the development of their most prized young asset. These games that Amen starts are invaluable. These are reps he simply would not have gotten otherwise. Every single minute he spends as the primary ball handler, every mistake he makes, every successful play he orchestrates, it's all data being uploaded into his basketball brain. He's learning how to manage a game, how to read NBA defenses in real time, how to be a leader. When VanVleet comes back, he won't be just a raw, athletic project coming off the bench. He'll be a player with real, hard-earned starting experience under his belt. This creates a dynamic that is terrifying for the rest of the league. Imagine this back. You have VanVleet, the steady, high IQ shooter, and floor general running the show. And then you can bring in Amen Thompson, this 6'7" defensive dynamo, to change the pace, to create havoc, to attack the rim relentlessly. Or you can even play them together in certain lineups, creating a two-headed monster of IQ and athleticism. This experience doesn't just make Amen better. It makes the entire Rockets team more versatile and more dangerous in the long run. It's the master and the apprentice dynamic playing out in a unique way. VanVleet, even from the sideline, is a mentor. You know, he's in Thompson's ear in the film room with him, teaching him the nuances of the position. And Thompson is the apprentice, getting the hands-on experience, learning by doing. It's the perfect synergy. The fans in Houston got a glimpse of the future, and while it was born out of the unfortunate injury to their current leader, that future looks incredibly bright. This trial by fire didn't burn Amen Thompson. It forged Ime. This story really is what makes the NBA so incredible, right? It's a league of narratives. It's the journey of these players that captivates us. We saw a young team make a bold decision, trusting their talent over convention. We saw a rookie face immense pressure and not only survive, but thrive. This is more than just one game in the middle of a long season. It's a turning point. It's a chapter in the story of the Houston Rockets' return to contention, and a huge chapter in the story of Amen Thompson's journey to becoming a star. We, as fans, got to witness the very beginning of it. We saw the potential, the raw talent, and the heart of a player who looks destined for big things. Losing Fred VanVleet for any amount of time hurts. There's no question about that. But the silver lining is a big one. The Rockets found out that their future star might be ready for the spotlight a little sooner than anyone expected. And that is a very, very exciting prospect for this team and its fans. But now, I want to turn it over to you. What did you think of the decision to start Amen Thompson? Do you believe in throwing a rookie into the fire like that? Or is it better to ease them in slowly? For all the Rockets fans watching, how excited are you about the future of this backcourt with both VanVleet and a more experienced Thompson? Drop all your thoughts and hot takes in the comments section below. I want to hear what the whole basketball family thinks about this situation. I really do read through as many comments as I can. So let's get a real conversation going. And hey, if you love breaking down the game, getting into the X's and O's, and following the stories that make this league special, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you ring that notification bell too, so you never miss another deep dive. I appreciate every single one of you for tuning in and being a part of this community. Until next time, keep watching, keep debating, and keep loving this game. Peace out, G. Peace out.